our country has been completely devastated within the past couple months with mass shootings, seeing attacks in Buffalo, seeing attacks on specific communities, and we are thinking as a country about what to do. And one thing that has been discussed is the red flag laws. And in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we do have, what is referred to as red flag law that was enacted in 2020. And so thinking about school children who are concerned about classmates who may have issued threats or parents or other loved ones, they oftentimes don't know what to do when they hear a threat and how to report it, and then what the process is to protect members of the school community and members of the community at large if there's a potential risk. So what we need people to know, and what we need teachers, educators, administrators, and students to know, is that if there is a threat, and there has been some concern raised about the potential for violence or a school shooting, that can be reported, and it must be investigated by law enforcement in order to obtain what is referred to as an emergency substantial risk order, which could lead to a more permanent substantial risk order where guns can be taken away from those who could be a risk. So it's really important to think about, making sure that our community is informed about ways to address what we have seen around the country and how to keep our children safe. I want to make it very clear, in order to have that court process and to have that emergency substantial risk order, it does have to be investigated. So it's not enough to just voice the concern. That concern has to be acted upon. And so once it is investigated, then a court proceeding can happen, and a judge can determine whether or not this person should be under emergency substantial risk order, which would go into effect for 14 days. At that point, the individual would have the opportunity to voluntarily surrender their firearms. And if they don't voluntarily surrender those firearms, there's nothing to prevent law enforcement from seeking search warrants to execute, potentially retrieving those firearms if they're not voluntarily surrendered. And then at that point, after that 14-day period, there should be another court hearing to have a more permanent substantial risk order put in place that can go for up to 180 days. During that 14-day time period is where there can be another process for a permanent substantial risk order that can go up to 180 days. And then at that 180-day mark, if they're still concerned, there can be motions to extend that substantial risk order, and there's no limit on the number of extensions that can be brought. What's mentioned in our code and what's laid out in our code is specifically in place to address people who've made threats. And so, there should not be protection for anyone who's threatening to harm children, who's threatening the sanctity of a church, a grocery store. And if we know about threats, and we have an opportunity to investigate and to do something about it, that's action that we should take. And we would be irresponsible not to utilize everything within our power to keep the members of our community safe, at school, at church, and while grocery shopping. And so I think it can't get much more simple than that. That, this is not about responsible gun owners who, want to protect their homes and don't want to harm anyone. This is for people who are making credible threats and where there is great concern for harm to other people, and we have a responsibility and a duty to act. And we should take every measure within our law to do so. So to be clear, there are laws in place to prevent people who are under 18 from owning guns and possessing guns. So it's against the law for children to possess guns. But if there is an allegation, that a student may be in possession of a gun, or maybe there's a gun in the home, again, that's something that should be reported, can be investigated. And if there is an adult or a parent or someone who is not securing their guns, and that's potentially creating a risk for those in the community, that might be something that has to be taken up in court. But to be clear, young people are not entitled under the law or permitted to have guns. Well, there is a process too, for young people or anyone who is exhibiting a tendency to harm themselves or others. And that process is a civil commitment process. And so, we're not limited just to the emergency substantial risk order. There is also this process that has been in existence for civil commitment. And so if there is, potentially a mental issue or something where a parent is concerned about the stability of a child and whether they will harm someone or themselves, they can also seek a civil commitment to have them committed to a behavioral health care center or a mental health care center, to have them evaluated and see if they can be detained until that safety is evaluated thoroughly. So we have to use everything that we can within the law to keep our communities and our students safe, whether it's that emergency substantial risk order, or whether it's an emergency protective order, or whether it's a civil commitment process. Again, education is key, and it's time for us to educate the members of our community and our school communities about what they can report to have investigated and what processes we can undergo. But I don't have the data or the research, and I think that's something that's critically important to kind of look at now, is to look at the data and see what has happened since 2020 with these emergency substantial risk orders, and also the substantial risk orders that have a 180-day cycle. What is actually happening? How many instances of these reportings are we seeing? How many times are we preventing potential occurrences? I am not someone who is a data chief, but I think all localities could use having someone to kind of analyze that data and see what we're actually learning about who's taking advantage of this code section, how many instances are being reported, and whether it's really helping keep our children and our community members safe.
Do you think schools need to be doing more as far as flagging students so that when they do become of age, they might not be able to get their hands on guns?
So I think, schools are about education, to be clear. And, I would not encourage a school system to target anyone. However, there has been conversation around having mental health care professionals in schools. And so if there are mental health care professionals in schools, maybe the focus should be on getting people the care and the help that they need. And if at any point, again, there is a threat that's identified, or there are any ideations about actions that students want to take, again, that should be investigated. And so then at that point, if the investigation happens and either there's a civil commitment, or if there's an 18-year-old and there is an emergency substantial risk order that's instituted, at that point we have built-in protection. And sometimes when people have been committed, there is something within the law that will prevent them from being able to purchase or possess a gun. And so again, there are many mechanisms, the emergency substantial risk order and the substantial risk order, that can follow. Those are not the only mechanisms within the law. When people are under protective orders, they're not able to hold guns. When people are under civil commitment proceedings, there is something on the consent form that will prevent them from being able to purchase a gun if they've been committed. So the law does, kind of anticipate that people with mental health related issues or have been a danger or a risk to the point where they've been committed should not possess firearms. So I think our schools, they're there to educate, they're there to support, but as a part of that process, if we include those behavioral health care specialists in that education system, I think that's a way that we can capture who's struggling, who may need help, or if there is a threat that needs to be investigated. As someone who is an elected official, I find that, oftentimes our community members don't know exactly what's in our code, what's in our state code, and what they can do in instances where they feel unsafe or they don't understand what's going on. And I just want to invite members of the community to reach out. My office, we have an open door. And if ever we can explain any processes or what is going on within the code, in instances like this where members of our community are feeling vicarious trauma, they're scared to send their children to school, they're scared to go grocery shopping, they're scared to go to their places of worship, it's time for us to really educate about how to keep ourselves safe. So I stand with everyone, I send my love to everyone, and I want you all to know that we do have mechanisms within the law to help keep us safe, but it's critically important to raise the alarm. If ever you are concerned or there's a legitimate threat, please notify law enforcement so that it can be investigated and measures can be taken to keep our community and our children safe.